Hello and welcome back to our perfectly balanced and well-rounded Sovel run as the Elf Spell Sword on the highest difficulty. Thalador here, keeping his nicely mixed army, fighting all the way through Act 1, no problem last time, so start our way through Act 2 now. Having a quick peek, so we've got either up or down. As we go through, we'd probably like a large number of battles because it lets us generate a lot of golden experience, so there's 3 in a row here, which is nice, and then it gets us couple random events for a bit of intrigue and then an elite and 2 extra fights. You could probably take more fights if you came up here. You could have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 elite, and then 4, 5, 6, 7. So you get 1 more battle if you come up here in exchange for losing them. But I like having a few more of these random events because I usually avoid them a lot. So yeah, this is nice because I get fights before the shop. So you get like a power spike here. And yes, there's some random events on this side, but it's probably better for a little bit of variety, so that's fairly reasonable. We'll go through the bottom path. It's Deepwood Protectors, fellow elves. Elves who have disagreed with our enlightened approach. They don't think we should be so balanced. Not to worry though, we will teach them the error of their ways and show them how good balance is by killing them all. That's a perfectly valid solution. And then here, oh, then 14 strong weapon master, that's good. The issue with this one, of course, is that they're going to have some very nasty archers hiding at the back. And there's nothing I can really do about it, to be honest. Probably actually put them on this side then. Because realistically, you can come up here and kill anything on this flank. Yeah, like a single eagle, or maybe get into those if you're very lucky. We can just disregard you. I'm going to pass a bunch because, yes, they're going to shoot us. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. I'm somewhat hopeful I can get the knights. If they're fast enough, they can go straight up there and catch them. No, I don't have the movement for it. Oh, you've got to be kidding. I'm like an inch off. Maybe if I stall them, I can have them come to me. The eagle here could probably flank and kill their eagle. Why not? Show you who's boss. That's pretty irrelevant. So we have the archers line at the back and then these riders who can also march forward and shoot me. This I can probably eliminate just by shooting at it. To get great hits, then he only gets a 4-up save. Yep, dead instantly. That really just leaves me concerned with their incoming archer fire, as well as these riders getting really up close to us. I'm just going to back up a touch to get away from that unit. Start twisting around. Yeah, it's going to do that. Menace my poor weapon masters. Okay, still can't roll a save, but never mind. No, that was the other one, wasn't it? Fine, I guess I'll just have you take that unit head on. I can just about reach them to countercharge. Be even more specific. Okay, I can definitely reach them there. They're annoyingly doing split damage across my units, which is pretty clever. And then here, what do I want to do with you? Probably nothing, because I can just have you kind of come forward and get around these other units later. Might shoot the eagle, in which case the eagle might just die. Yeah, oh no, I'm alive on 1 wound. Way to go, eagle. Oh, come on, if I deployed an inch further over here or was already twisted like this, I'll be able to reach them this turn. But alas, they're going to get away with it, I'm afraid. Even with the banner of swiftness and our extra movement, we are just shy. Counter that. And here, I mean, I could take the charge, but it's realistically going to get me killed. I'm probably better off waiting for the eagle to try and fail to turn towards me and then put ourselves behind and rear charge, which is possible. The only downside to this approach is that you might get shot to death before you have the opportunity, but they'll probably target my dragon knights anyway, so I'm willing to give it a go. Yeah, they do exactly what you thought we'd do, so let's go over to the other side. Well, there's a way I can guarantee I'm not shot by hiding behind my own friendly unit here, so let's just go far enough forward such that I don't have to be worried about it. Hide in the shadow of my own knights. There you go, that's the eagle dealt with. So concerned about that. You would kindly like to just come forward and start working over this unit of dancers. Very squishy dancers, so yeah, their 4-up save is reduced to 5+. Even more fragile. Oh good, they're shooting at every unit one at a time, doing maximum possible damage. Yeah, do I need to spell sword this? Yes, because it only got up to power 5, so power 7, that's pretty good. And then here, I'm just getting to cover. Oh, yeah, you're not being charged, no, you get a cover save because you get shot at. No, shooting the knights, and they also kill a knight. They're doing everything amazingly, these archers. Over here, I'll take a few more casualties, but should be a pretty easy win otherwise. 11 of 11 hits because of the reroll. They rolled a great number of saves, but it doesn't change the outcome. Oh, it was a horrendous blow into my archer unit. There's in the side, and then get that one in the back. Realistically, I'm not actually going to... This might not go my way. I've only got 4 attacks, and it's got 4... It's got 4 wounds, so unless I hit in wound every time, it's going to be alive. And with its high discipline, it will probably turn around. Yeah, just use your curse standard now. There's no point in saving it. I'm going to shoot you. Ouch. I can put you into their flank. I'm going to blade something. Don't need any help up there. Your power, you could use it. Reduce the eagle save to 6+. Otherwise, yes, I could take the flank charge there, but I probably won't bother. They've rallied, however, so we're going to want to do something about those. Which is probably just recharging them like so. And you can move, shoot and move. This is definitely going to get me shot again, unless I can reach them with a charge there. 13 hits. Splattering still 13 of them. There is 1 archer left. -6 to hold morale. Oh, I do, yeah, there. So one of the benefits to having all that extra movement is that your charge radius also increases as a relative property. We only do a single wound, and with the high discipline of an eagle, that one will probably turn around and now kill us. Yep. What I'll do actually is I'll have this spell sword unit come over and deal with it. Tie up those archers. So my archers, infantry and cavalry all contributing in some way, shape or form. Go after the archers, I'm not that fast. I can't reach it this turn, but I'll do it next turn. Do I need blades or anything? I could use it up here. And this will just die whenever I get into contact with it anyway, so we might as well guarantee they don't stick around. That one archer's going to keep running. So if I move to 7.5 and then move forward, I could escape. So let's turn, shoot, then move. And it's even easier because we'll shrink their unit by shooting a couple of them. My poor eagle has died. Never mind, I think we'll be okay elsewhere. Yeah, only 1 wound, so I get to keep the knight. And these 2 are splattered. Wavering, but not quite routing this turn. I could probably get away with not ever actually bothering engaging this, because after I do a little bit of shooting and injure one of them, they'll move to routing this turn. I saw that coming. They're going to turn in towards me. I'm pretty confident if I just shoot these and do any damage at all. Yeah, there we go. Skip the rest. So what's annoying in the way the enemy handled that is that it chipped every unit rather than just focusing on one of them, so I now have to make every single one took some damage. Or a lot of damage, in fact, as the case may be. Salador leveled again. I'm not particularly fussed at either of those, so I take a bit of flat gold. And his accompanying weapon masters could have even more of them. Not super useful. I guess I could take the replenishment and use them in a fashion where I kind of throw more of them away than I would otherwise. Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. I can replenish a huge amount of them in one go. 4 to 5. And then you're obviously a bit beleaguered. Archers, I'd love the shot, so I'll have those back to size. Having 6 there is good, and getting yours just to heal everyone. Yeah, we are largely where we were. I think, yes, that unit stretches nicely. You can compact, because we don't need the archers to be stretched out. You're good and you're good. So we came out okay in the end. A much easier one this time. Elves will be difficult for us because they can shoot back. These undead, however, will be considerably easier for us to deal with, so let's put these on the flank again. And you can just fly over there and get in the way of something. Archers in the middle because you can be safe from being bothered by anything charging you. Our real concern is, big unit of nasty knights we want to deal with, and then these wolves around the place, but nothing's shooting at us. So what I'd like to do, I'd like to wait to see where those knights move so I can get a flank on them. But that requires they participate with us to at least some extent. These have low discipline, so if I get the eagle into their back, I'd have good odds of breaking them. So let's just go ahead and start working this one down. I think 2 turns with the archers should pick off any one of these units. I'm going to run this way because they could get far enough forward here to threaten me. Well, they kind of tried, they did it the wrong way though. Do I want to fight that unit with the weapon masters? I could easily kill it, but I'd rather not take the damage, so let's just back off a turn. Buy myself some time to shoot it a lot. Okay, all of their wolves have moved. I think just for this turn I'll spend it just getting behind them, and then I can outposition them next turn. They're very cleverly not using that, moving the last unit. I'm going to suspect they wait to that to the very end. If they're smart they will, and then I won't be able to outposition them the way I would hope. Here, yes, I could run straight to that direwolf unit, but why not buy myself a bit of time and kill it with ranged fire? That is indeed precisely what happened. So Dragon Knights versus Dread Knight is going to be happening. How much damage do I take? They get 10 attacks in 5 times. They'll be power 6 against my defense of 5 on the charge, which is a shame. So I only save them a 5 up. I'll probably lose 2 of them, more often than not. But there's nothing I can do about it. I guess I could try running away a turn. The reason I'm doing this is because if I can wait just a bit, if I can kill one of these units, I'll then have an initiative advantage over the AI and be able to get someone around them. Worst case scenario is it doesn't work and I am exactly where I am and just get taking a headlong charge anyway, so you might as well try. So who are you, Agrodon, becomes my question. Short range, that should be more than good enough to wipe that one. Yep. And turn like this just in case this unit comes in is a nuisance. Nope, they're just staying over here. Good. You aren't going to be much of a threat, so I'll just have you turn around. They're after you again. Again, with how much they're, I'd have to spend exactly half my movement getting around them. And half twisting back. I think I can catch them in the back there. And I'm waiting for you to move, and you're not going to do it for me in a convenient manner. Stand there for now. I'm out of wiggle room here. I could do that. It's just if I had one more turn to buy, I'll then have I could get them because they wouldn't have. They'd have one less unit next turn. But I fell just shy. Oh well. In fact, if I use this arch unit to shoot and kill those wolves before they moved, that would have then forced them to move a unit earlier. But alas, I did not. I'll just do this instead. Because if I truly wanted to min-max, I could run away, bait this unit in and side charge them and allow this archer unit to shoot and kill the wolves. That would probably be the technically best way to play it, but come on, mighty unit of Dragon Knights, we should be able to smash through them. Good hit, sailing on 5s. And they would have survived with 1. But if I shot them with the volley I did last turn, they wouldn't have. Start making your way up here to distract that unit of White Guard so I can get behind them with this laser. This is more annoying. Let's get you out of the way. I don't want to fight that head on yet. Question, who wants Greater Blades? Now, it would help us here, because we're power 4 up to 5 and they're defense 3, so we'd become 3 or more. We're power 4 here, up to 6 because of the Lance against defense 5, so already 5 plus to save. I could make it 6 plus and just go through. What am I more worried about? I can pretty much heal the Eagle to full, even if it dies outright like we did last battle. So I'm going to help this unit and make sure this Dread Knight absolutely disappears this turn. And then still have a unit to spare. Oh, you of course, yeah. Use your Curse Standard, smash through them. Here we go. Epic Cavalry do. They hit slightly above average, and I roll below average, so yeah, I do lose my 2. But then we do 15 wounds to 10 wounds worth of enemy Dread Knight. Over here, I don't quite kill them all, but the extra power wouldn't have helped, and we break them. Good work, Eagle. It can do the work against fragile units like that. I'll finish that Wolves with an archer volley and move these around. Eagle, just stay on this wolf unit in case it rallies. Good, they do what you'd hope they would do. Come over here and get ready to rear charge them later. You're just sort of in the way here. So I'm going to ignore this blue zone because this wolf is certainly about to be shot. Gunning down. Yep. Killed 7 times. These wolves rally. We've got a remedy for that. And then you... Well, ideally the way I would handle this is I'd get these into the back and 1 unit into their side. So did I get that? You can... Yeah, you're easily a rear charge. Can you get far enough this way to flank charge this unit? I think so, yes. So obviously they can see me, which would usually be a concern. However, because I can intercept them with that unit, they won't be able to move, so they'll effectively get pinned in place. Back away from this one. So they charge me, but we can intercept them, and then we can put you into the side. Engaging undead units from 2 flanks simultaneously is a very good idea, because as they're undead, they don't run away. So you usually have to be prepared for them turning around and hitting you, even if you get a good charge on them. An obvious way to remedy that is simply by hitting them on 2 sides at once, in which case they can no longer turn around. Even if they survive the combat, they are stuck in this formation. Who wants Greater Blades? Now we've got 8 attacks here. They're defense 5, so being 6, that will increase you up to... I don't think it would matter here because you'd be 5 on a charge, 6, 7 with Greater Blades, so it would still be 5s. Whereas this unit would go up to 8, which would get over them, so it mathematically makes a difference to help the Dragon Knights with +2 power. 11 attacks from the Weapon Masters, hitting 10 times. 5, not bad. We might take 1 or 2 back. White Guard aren't pushovers in a fight. Nope, we rolled saves well. And then the Dragon Knights at the back, killing on 6s. There's another 7, so the unit will survive. Even if they crumble 3, there's 1 White Guard left, holding us all in place. Over here. Oh, there's a dog left. That's embarrassing. I was hoping you'd wipe them. And it even turns around, so now you get to take some wounds. Unlucky. But not that big a deal, as it won't particularly matter. They've aggroed onto you, which is what I was hoping for, because I need to get you into their spine. Greater Blades again, obviously not helpful here. Just shoot them and then we can rear charge. That'll lock them in place, and then they'll, even if they survive the combat, there won't be another round for them to benefit from the extra turn. That was purely a question of whether or not you did any damage to me. You didn't. I'm very grateful. Over here, yes, you'll obviously... Oh yeah, now you do 3 wounds. Too little, too late. But you took none back, so you got away with it. Starting this turn. So the fastest way for me to get out of this would be by skipping everything, but I'm going to charge them just to see how much damage I can do with my max-sized unit. Quote-unquote. Yep, Curse Standard. And our completely irrelevant Greater Blades, as it won't get me to power 8. I suppose I'll eventually buy a Banner of Fury on this unit and get this up to that threshold. Valador squashes 3 on his own, and the unit kills another 14. Yep. They're a bit squishy on defense 4, but the Weapon Masters can do some truly impressive damage. I lost 2 of the Knights, which is a shame, but again, I get 1 back for free, and then I just press 1, so we are back to full strength. The Eagle leveled, which is lovely. Let's have an extra attack, make you a bit more consistent. And everyone else is happy. That's more than enough Weapon Masters. 11, you could do a heal that would get you to 14, which is 7 by 7, which is your perfect size, and then you're fine with one less. Yep, there we go. Oh, how symmetrical, how pleasing. Just need a couple extra archers and I'll be absolutely delighted. A brood swarm, so rats. Our high numbers of attacks with Great Reload are going to be paying dividends here as we have plenty of things to kill. Information wise, you can be tucked behind the building nice and safe. I guess you guys can just start stomping up through the middle. Okay, well I know exactly what you're going to be doing. Go kill the long rifles for me. There's another one there, which is directly in front of my Dragon Knights, which is terrible because they're anti-elite things because they're lethal shots. They do 2 wounds to multi-target, so every round they hit could kill a knight. And I don't have the Banner of Swiftness, which also need to buy next shot. Would be a massive boon. I mean, I'm going to get range fire. There's nothing I can do about it, so we're just going to have to skip a bit. I'm waiting to see if I can bait these out. Specifically this one, because I don't want it to shoot the eagle. Yeah, I instantly lose a knight, so be it. I was hoping they wouldn't get that far, because what I'd love to do is, I could probably still, now that they've killed one of my knights kindly, I can fit you through there and then go kill the long rifle. I'm going to wait, however, because I need to wait for that one to move out of the way, otherwise I'm in a lot of trouble. What I would probably do, to counteract this unit then, is get you up to here. Because what's going to happen next time is that if they turn around to come after me, I'm going to be in dire straits, so I'd better have to have you there. I guess I could use the archers to kill either this one or this one. Oh, they have slingers. But I have the Banner of Mist, so they're hitting on 6s. Still can't roll saves particularly well. I can't reach them yet, but if I moved a touch further forward, I could probably catch them and then get away from this unit. Oh, come on. No, not yet. No, I'm in the unit now, you're lying to me. I disagree. Oh, come on, that's clearly touching. I don't know what you want from me, game. That's well in range. Just twist a bit then, see if that makes it register that it's... There you go. I'm pretty sure it was already in range. The game's just fibbing with the distances involved, so they're pretty much finished. Back away. I'm not particularly worried about. I still need to wait for that unit to go. You haven't shot yet and they haven't shot yet, so maybe I'll ignore the long rifles instead, flank the slingers with the eagle and try and break them. Here, you could flank this unit of Skulkers and just kill it instantly. It's not a bad idea. Just go further forward. I can't actually quite pull this off, I don't think I've got the movement for it. Need a Banner of Swiftness. Careful, visible to the enemy unit. Yeah, I think there works. Yeah, that works fine. We're going to get slingered in exchange. You can come racing over here. Whee. Yeah, and get into the flank of that unit. And they finally moved that one out of the way for me. Into their back line. How? Okay, do you want to go ahead and get rid of the threat? And you can easily take care of those. This is questionable with my low number of attacks. I'm not liable to break the... They're only discipline 6, however they get discipline for every rank, so I'll do enough damage so that the back one won't count. So they'll still have 1, 2, they'll be discipline 8, and I'll do what, maybe 3 wounds down to 5. They should break more often than not, and I'll get 1 point for the flank as well. It in theory should work. Let's see whether or not the actual maths plays out in our favour though. It would be lovely to get a flank on this unit, however they're going to come forward and stop me. There's not much I can do about it. Who wants Greater Blades? Their defense 3, your power 6, you don't need it. Your power 5 against defense 2, you don't need it. And your power 5 against defense 2, you don't need it. No one benefits, so that's completely irrelevant. Do you want to use your extra attacks? Absolutely not. There's only 6 wounds worth of dudes there, so just skip it. Oh, I think I was using the wrong... Never mind. I still wouldn't use reroll attacks against this. They're going to break and run anyway. Same principle, just skip your curse banded. They're much bigger... Oh, they've very kindly moved the wrong way. You're spoiled for choice, and you can either flank that one or flank that one. If I'm lucky, what I can do is I can kill this unit this turn, I can flank this unit so they don't get engaged from the front. They'll then try and catch me, at which point I can just turn this around and rear-engage the alphas. This leaves these alive, so what I should do first is use these archers to take a volley into those, so I can then have a chance to reduce their damage output before they hit my weapon masters. Good hit, and they get 5 up, 6 up save, dead exactly. Fantastic. And then they get to take an annoying shot at me. Yeah, getting long ranged by, but we have a good save, so got away with it. And then here, we're going to go with the plan, into the side of the conscripts. 10 attacks, re-rolling, very dead. No extra damage. And here, Thalador kills 2, and the unit, 12 of 12, very impressive. Kills another 10, so that is the unit exactly. Oh, how very well rounded. Can't roll a save, but principle stands. That's how we've achieved balance with Weapon Masters. Fantastic output, dismal defensive properties. But yeah, they did damage back, so I win by 3. They have to roll a 5 and they don't, which is excellent. You can now charge into the long rifle. Getting those in place for me. Sure you aren't shot by that would be very annoying. That's all we need to do. Perhaps I'll have you come up here and engage those in a moment. Ah, interesting. They're actually going to come back for us. I thought they'd remain aggroed on that unit. But no, okay, so I've got 3 units usable and they have the only one outstanding is this one. Can I get up there? Really, I need to be able to touch the woods in order to engage them properly, which I can't quite do. I should probably wait for them to move in that case. You could also, in theory, rush over here and flank charge them. Depends on who this unit aggro's on. Still, okay, they've chosen to forego their only volley this turn, get hit in the side anyway. This is going to get cleaned up and pushed, so I should probably start doing damage where I can. If you're going to get charged and this is going to be gone, someone needs to be here to deal with these alphas, so I'll start moving you around this way. Blades, they're defense 3, so it would actually matter here. That's defense 3. It would also matter over here, so who wants to help more? I think I can trust you to do 2 wounds to a long rifle, so I'm going to help the weapon masters. They failed to rally, so they're going to keep running. Well, that is enough to get them off the field, maybe. Let's go move over here so I can start working the alphas. I can't do it this turn because they're cunningly behind a wood, but maybe later. All, the reroll is of no relevance when you hit every single attack first time. We still managed to take an above average amount of damage because we can't roll saves, but oh well. Oh, you failed to do 2 wounds to long rifles, that's completely wrong. But you scared them. Eliminate their range potential, there are no other charges. Whee! Okay, you're coming back towards my archers, which I appreciate, because I can just take the opportunity to start doing very nasty damage. So that 4 wounds already. I don't think I ever have to bother engaging the alphas in a fight. This unit rallies, there's an easy solution. Here you go. You don't need any help. We're just going to do this. 15 attacks. Eagle, flap your way back over here. Just start making your way around in case they get a bit too close. 10 hits is really 15 of 15. Killing 11. Can't quite full house the unit, but we did pretty good. -5 to holding combat. Break those again. I don't think I can quite fit through to hit those, so we'll just wait a turn. In fact, we needn't even bother because they'll break and run, and we can subsequently charge into those again anyway. Another 4 wounds, so that's 8 wounds inflicted thus far. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So if the pattern holds, they'll be dead next turn. You do rally, that's not going to be relevant because they're just going to get broken and pushed through. There's no point. I didn't do the maths if it makes a difference, but There's no use in conserving the spell anymore. He will just stand there and stare at the slingers. Alador kills another 2. 14, and that's the unit. Brutal. Oh, that's enough to scare, but that was it. Okay, we did so much in that one turn. Minor chip damage. This will heal for free. Oh no, sorry, it was the eagle that will heal for. There you go. So single entities always get a wound back, which is convenient. So if you're down to 3 of 4, you've technically taken no damage at all. You're good. The weapon masters continue their pattern of getting chipped. I'm going to leave them for a turn because that long enough is good. I'm about to go into shop, so let's take some gold. These weapon masters could again benefit from the replenishment. They consist on getting their teeth kicked in. You've let reroll 1s is excellent for a ranged unit. Get some more whenever you roll a 1 to hit, you get to roll it again. And Dragon Knights. What do we want more? I mean, the replenishment would be terrible. The issue is if I do that, I'm going to end up with units that are 7 and 8, which ends up we get a unit like stuck at the back who gets 1 attack. It's really not worth it. So I'm just going to take the gold. I could probably get away with. The archers are fine. You're fine. 5 of 8 just for the next fight. I think the next fight is an elite though, and I'm not desperate for gold, so just be nice and healthy. Yeah, I was right. Army, so this is the down, now they're up to 15, I can't stretch any further, so if an archer unit somewhere wants to do 1 wound to me, I wouldn't be terribly against that and just fix that problem for me. I took as much gold as possible, so we get to this point. Now in terms of balance, we already have a single entity, we have archers, we don't have light cavalry though, so I think that would be an excellent choice. I was intending to pick up light cavalry. We get an immediate level on them, so I'll probably go with the speed is more important for me. Getting them where I want them, and then it will be 259 for a lot of upgrades, which is ideal because I would like a great many of them. Relentless for an extra attack, an extra spell for skill. Let's do the banners first. Swiftness and Fury are great everywhere. Can I get a banner of... I can't get the banner of Mist in this unit, I can get the banner of Fury, which is good. And then maybe the War Banner. I don't think I have to bother because there's so few banners left to spawn that I have to get the banner of Mist on the next shop. So I'll get away with it there. Weapon Masters can take swiftness all around so they can get where I need them. Archers don't need Curse Down, that's a bit silly. Our new character, Altherian, Riverfall the Elf Noble could get some upgrades. The Reavers could go double speed, not getting shot is good, so they can help themselves out. 69 left, it would be enough for a good Banner of Fury, the Weapon Masters, or give you an extra spell. +1 skill. Not particularly useful for us as we're outskilling basically everything we come across. Yeah, I mean, it's, the only way I would use that is I would occasionally put it on the archer units to make them higher skill, so when they fire their bows they hit on 2+ or something ridiculous like that, but the archers are doing good enough anyway, so I don't think that's particularly useful. So really it's a choice between the Banner of Fury for the Weapon Masters or an extra attack for Thalador, and I think I would prefer the Banner of Fury on the Weapon Masters. Oh, now I have an extra unit of... Now we have Light Cav as well as a Elf Noble, Altherian, so he's kind of... There you go, mix. So we have ranged, cavalry and melee all in one unit. So archers, infantry, heavy cav, light cav, monster. Hey, that's about as well rounded an army as I can possibly make. Banner event. Mercenaries. Do I want a unit of long rifles? Not particularly. They would technically count as artillery, I guess, but I was hoping that genuine artillery would come up later so I could make I could complete the set. So no, I'm going to leave them. They're not particularly interesting. And instead I'm going to go for the elite battle with what I have. Against Sir Dagrick. So the opposite of our army, whereas we've gone for a balanced approach, we're about to be run down with an endless swarm of cavalry. So what they'll do... There'll be one artillery piece hiding in the back somewhere. I'd love for the eagle to spring forward and get on it. Everyone else is going to have to try and position around their stuff. If I'm clever, what I'll do is I'll try and make use of fleeing. So I can probably bait out some of their... Yeah, so this is going to happen. So I can probably run away a bit, get them out of position and get better charges. I'm immediately going to come forward. Wish I had a Banner of Mist. Don't need it when you pass all of your saves though. I'm going to pass a bunch because I'm happier to see where they move. Yes, you're going to come forward and shoot me, I can't stop you. There's the benefit of the Banner of Mist, denying them some shots. I get to keep all my guys. A mortar's going to hit. I can't get all the units out of the way, so just accept it's going to shoot you. Okay, I know where all of these have landed. I don't think you quite... So obviously I'd love to put you into their side and you into their side. Unfortunately, even with your Banner of Swiftness... Oh, I can get there! Okay. So it comes down to what this unit does. It's going to race forward. I can probably pin that one in place by using the Eagle. So I'll wait. I'm going to wait for that one to come forward. See, I'm going to forego the plan of dealing with the mortar because I can probably get a coup de grace on this side where you flank this, and you flank that, and they're all stuck in place. That leaves this amazing unit of Dragon Knights nothing to do, which is a bit silly. So I'll just have them start running this way instead. I think that's a good idea. The archers start working down this annoying unit of Light Cav. Reroll the ones. There you go, a couple extra hits. And then they're only get a 5-up save, which they rolled amazingly just to spite me. And get away because I don't want archers engaged in combat. Lots of intimidating light cavalry to deal with here. Do I have the movement to slip through? Probably. And then there are a lot of them in the way if I did try that. So let's be brave and assume this works. I'm going to put you into a position to flank that unit and kill it. The mortar wastes its turn doing nothing. That's a bizarre choice. I'm intentionally waiting for that unit to move, so I'm going to start having you move. You'll be stuck in place, so don't worry about these blue zones, but I need to get you into the game, so let's just have you rush this way. Good, I now know where it is, so I can easily get you into its side. The other thing that's now stopping me is I need to see where that goes, because if I put the Eagle here to flank them... Well, let's see, if I'm fast enough, maybe I can just get straight clear of the unit. Nope, not even close. I'm fast, not that fast, but I can easily flank that unit if I had to. Can I get myself into a position to both flank it and see... if I have to counter-charge them? Yes, I can. So just in case I'm, as an emergency measure, I can counter-move those. Good, I now know where they are, allowing me to do this to get those knights stuck in place. Just going to do the minimum movement because I don't want him coming over here to intercept me. In fact, it would be ideal if I could do it on this side. I don't quite have the movement for that, so instead I'll just do this. Just get there just enough to catch him, like so. Inch forward pointlessly. Again, I can race by all of this except for the annoying Griffin, but I can probably do that. So it will be a shorter line from there to there, so the Griffin couldn't counter me. Let's just go as far back as possible. The only thing that can see me is the Griffin. I just want to make sure it's definitely a front charge, so that's the length of the line versus this one. So as long as I do this first, I can pull this charge off and there's nothing they can do to technically stop me. I'm fairly confident I can break them in combat by killing them, so shooting into the unit would be a waste of resources because they're going to get 2 attacks into me anyway, so I might as well instead do a bit of... take a couple wounds off the Griffin while I have the chance. Very good. 2 of 5 already. Now as long as they don't declare that charge first, I'll be fine, and the AI's got lots of choices, so just don't do the Griffin. Perfect, it did that first, now you can't stop me. If it charged me first, I'd then be stuck because I couldn't do anything about it, but because they did one of these where I'm just going to intercept them anyway, I can just do this. Good, and now I start the long intercepts chain, so freeze those in place, freeze those in place, freeze those. There you go, side, side, side. Thank you very much, AI. You can start racing over here to try and get onto these. Otherwise, that went very well for us. For an all-cavalry army, they just had the majority of their army flank charged. You are going to fight my archers no matter what I do, apparently. I can probably still escape there, but let's use some abilities first. You aren't liable to get into any further combat, so just use your curse standard now. Who wants greater blades? Maybe power 3, 4 with the little guys. And the character is 4 up to 5, so using it here would matter because it would make the Reavers power 6 against defense 3. You would benefit from it, of course, because you're actually going to be sucking here. That's going to be bad for you. You would benefit because without a Banner of Fury on that unit, you're only power 5 against defense 5. So this and this ones are the 2 ones that are crying out for it. You win here, no problem, so don't worry about it. I badly need help in these 2. Even if I gave you the Fury upgrade here, would you win? Probably not, and I'm just, even if the Eagle dies, I don't really lose anything because I can get it back up to full strength, so I would rather this unit disappears this turn. Here, oh, we have Rallying Cry. Rally of... Oh, that's a neat trick, so I need to remember that. When I have a fleeing unit, I can just counteract the flee instantly, but nothing to do this turn. Okay, that's a pretty easy position for me to deal with, because I can just move you into their side. In fact, because I have all those speed upgrades, I can actually stand beyond their range and still be in range to flank them. So that's that unit dealt with. The Eagle is going to be killing you if you aren't done with that combat in a second, so please move quickly. If I manage this carefully, what I could do, I could move you for... Look, just assume you're going to get charged, not trying to escape. Flee. You'll flee off the field, they'll come forward. In the same turn, I'll charge and flank this. I'll almost certainly win, I'll kill them and get out of the way. This unit will be about here, and I'll be about there looking this way, which will give me a free flank charge onto that unit. So yeah, I'm going to stand here, get charged, run away, do some damage to this while I can. In fact, I'd actually rather target... I might have targeted the wizard, but there's no way I can get through, so just scrape a couple of wounds off the knights. And by scrape, I mean do amazing damage. Okay, so you need to deal with this turn, because otherwise you're in for a griffining. Yeah, unfortunately the griffin's giving them reroll saves, so they're going to be resilient. Not that it benefited them at all, it seems. I lose one, which is acceptable. Joy being recharged over here. I just did this to hold this unit in place. I don't expect you to win, but you did well. You killed one. You took the max amount of damage in return, which is embarrassing. And then now you'll get promptly spanked. Here, I did choose to help you because I would really like you to break this unit. Good start. You kill one exactly. Perfect. I'm very grateful. They'll stay on the field for now, but we can kill them later. And Thalador kills 1.5, and the unit just, crushes the rest. You still manage to take a casualty, of course you do. You're going to flee here. You are doomed. I guess I could flee them just so I don't have to take the fight. How would it go? Well, the noble would fight the wizard directly. In which case, and then the griffin would get all of its attacks into our unit, and we'd probably just lose. I'd be reliant on the noble doing a couple of wounds to the wizard to maybe save combat res, but honestly, you're better off just running away. Other things we can do, you could recharge those. Should I do it as well? I might as well. Oh, you could say, I don't know, you could go save it. No, I'm just going to have this unit deal with that for me. So stick with the plan, because you can kill both that and that in 2 turns. I guess you might as well recharge those because they're almost guaranteed to rally with the high discipline. So we'll get these off the field. That'll do. The archers would have been a perfect way of dealing with that. Run away! Oh, that's annoying. Are they going to be in a position to stop me? Oh, I can clearly still fit that through there. You're getting mortared. Sorry guys, that's going to hurt you a lot because you can't roll a save. You're consistent, I'll give you that much. But you're going to have to come over here now to relieve our poor eagle. They've not got reroll saves, which sucks because that might make the difference and get them to hold in combat. Do I need to use my curse standard now? Probably yes, because I can't afford to be stuck here. I need to get through them this turn. You don't. That one cavalry doesn't rally. I do rally, so it charges me again. I'm going to flee again. Over here, who wants the blades? It would help here because it got to power 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the Banner of Fury. Because I'm only 7 without it, so turns I save some 5+ to 6+. Otherwise, I could just use it on myself, which probably isn't necessary considering they don't get to hit back. So yeah, I'm just going to go all in on this one just to make sure we definitely don't get cheated out of our little maneuver. The eagle does amazingly, dies in exchange, but what are you going to do? And then here, the Dragon Knights do great with their rerolls, and then 6+. I don't care if you're rerolling, you're still all dead. Don't give that any chance for something nasty to happen, and now I can charge through and hit those. Here, with no support, they might actually survive this and turn around. No, they won't. That was a good decision on my part. But they are stuck there because they can't escape the ridge. I'm going to charge them again, specifically so I can avoid getting mortared. You do that. You do that. And you're just going to flee again, because I can eventually draw you off out the way. Kill those first. Well out of the way. I'll win all the other ones, so that just leaves these that eventually get killed by a unit of Dragon Knights. They've done it again, which is annoying, so I'm just going to counteract. No curse damage this time, but it should still be enough to smash through them. That unit now rallies. All of these should be defeated. Problem solved there. Kind of want their morale to decrease quickly here, otherwise we're in for getting mortared a lot. Yep, rerolls there. Worth their weight in gold. Now, annoyingly, because they've got the character and 2 guys are going to get to fight me, so I'm liable to lose. I knew I was going to lose one. It's a question of whether or not I lose a second one. It's enough to beat them. And they get to reroll their hits because of the character, so as long as you don't roll 2 fails, you got away with it. So 1 and 1 is wounded. Field. Unfortunately, that Pistolier there has a ranged attack, so he might actually scrape the last wound off me. They're outing this turn, so there's nothing I can do. It's just a question of getting out the way of this mortar before it shoots something. It will probably target you, but you're in cover, so I should at least get you out the way so you can't be... the non-covered one can't be shot. They're going to They missed. Excellent. I get to keep all my Dragon Knights. So the only other thing that really could happen is the mortar might scrape a couple of wounds off the Sword Masters. They don't. You roll a double 6. And that's it. Skip the rest. That one knight keeps running. Phew. Could have been a bit messy at the end there, but we largely got away with it. Yeah, this is down to just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But this isn't like the last campaign. I'm not forced to heal every time I take a scratch. So you'll heal because you're basically beleaguered. Falador levels, extra point of recruiter is nice. I'm not fussed about either of those. So just increase the strength of things we buy. And his weapon masters. Again, a bunch of stuff that isn't super useful. Just take the unit size, we'll eventually make use of it. 10 plus him is 11. Taking the replenishment gets me up to 14. If I get the fort, well, I'd be 15, which is him and then one guy at the back, 3rd rank, which is a bit awkward. You're honestly strong enough as a unit, so just take the gold. The Reavers aren't strong enough without the guys. 11 would become 15 or 16, which is too many. But there's not extra gold there, so let's just take that. Archers are fine, and I'm going to keep my... I keep losing just one of them, which is a shame, because I'm leaving a lot of gold on the table. I don't think we're struggling for cash, so just take the extra unit size. I think we'll leave that there. Things are going quite nicely. We're taking a bit of chip damage here and there, but it's pros and cons in it. You do some killing, you take some killing in exchange, such is the way in a balanced world. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, please do like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and I do appreciate it. Or if you have any ideas for future Soul runs, so thematic concepts or just characters you'd like to see the game beaten on the max difficulty, please let me know. I'm always happy to take feedback on board. Or if you just want to chat with me and others down in the comments, that's great too. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.